What's up, guys? I'm back home and I am here ready to do some new videos. And from now on, I'm gonna start doing some videos for those who are interested in learning Swedish. And I figured that would make sense because that's actually what I do for a living. So hopefully, I know how to teach Swedish since that's what I've done for more or less 12 years. Um, so I'm hoping I can help you moving forward to learn Swedish, or if you're just curious or whatever, stay put, and there will be coming videos every week, hopefully. I'm thinking I'm gonna do once a week for now. I will be busy working and studying, so my time is a little bit limited, but hopefully once a week, okay? So today I want to talk a little bit about Swedish prepositions, and especially time prepositions. So, do you know which prepositions we use in Swedish to express time? If you don't, I will tell you now. So, for the most part, we use three, and those are the preposition I, it is the preposition för, and it is the preposition om. We also use a little bit the preposition på in certain circumstances, but that is less common, I would say. So when do we use the preposition I? We tend to use it when we speak about duration of time. So if I were to say jag spelar tv-spel I 45 minuter, that would be in English, I play video games for 45 minutes. The duration of time that I'm doing an activity is 45 minutes. And it really doesn't matter if it's the present or if the future or the past. When it's about duration of time, we would use it regardless of what tense it is. So you would also say jag spelade tv-spel I 45 minuter. I played video games for 45 minutes. So that's duration of time, the preposition I. We also use för. And if you're familiar with Swedish, you might know when we use för. So för is for the past. So, for example, if I tell you the sentence jag reste till Spanien för 2 veckor sedan, what would that be in English? It would be I traveled to Spain 2 weeks ago. So frequently you would see the preposition för with the word sedan. So be observant and have attention for that, seeing för, and when you see the word sedan, it's usually a good sign that you're speaking about the past. Then of course we have the preposition om that we use for the future. So if I were to say jag ska resa till Spanien om 2 veckor, that would be I will travel to Spain in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. So for future, we tend to use om. There are of course other situations where you would use om that are not about time, but since we're speaking about time prepositions here specifically, that's what I want to mention. There are also situations where you would use på. For example, especially when you want to stress for how long you didn't do something. So if I were to say, I haven't met my mom for 1 year, then we will use the preposition på. So how would you say that in Swedish? You would say it, jag har inte träffat min mamma på 1 år. So then you're stressing for how long you did not do something. There's also a few other situations, but I can get into that in a different video. All right? So let's do a test together, and we can see how you will do. You can do it at the same time as I am doing it, and we will see how many correct answers you get. All right? Are you ready? Let's go. So if you are doing this at the same time as me, I will have shared the link in the description so you can do it at the same time as I am doing it. So you can just write your name, whatever, Shakira, and then let's start with the questions, alright? So, Pelle röker minst en cigarett i timmen. What would that be? What it says is Pelle smokes at least a cigarette an hour or per hour. Both are equally fine here in English. So that's saying how much that Pelle is doing something. So it's not duration of time, but it's frequency, right? And for frequency, just like as in duration of time, we use what preposition? We use e. And that is something you will have to learn, that for certain words, certain words will take certain prepositions. So what you should look for in these kind of sentence constructions is the last word. So here it's the hour. So when you have timmen, that will take e. When you have sekunden, minuten, and so forth, most of the words will take the preposition e when we're talking about frequency. There are a few exceptions, but most of them will take e. Okay? Second question. Eva var på semester i Danmark. En månad sedan. So as you can see, we have var and we have sedan. That should give you some hints for what preposition we should use. So should we then use i, för, på, or om? That is the question. It is not i because it's not frequency or duration of time. It is not på because we don't use those in many situations. It's not om because it's not the future. So the right answer here is för, right? Because you can see in the verb, it is the past tense. And you can also see, like I said before, the word sedan. So we know here that it should be the preposition för. Third question. Den här kursen slutar en månad. So this whole sentence is in the present tense, but you have to look what is going on here. This course basically will end in a month, is what it says in English. So what preposition should we use then? Is it för, i, på, or om? Here it has to be om because something will take place or something will end in a month. So we are talking about the future here. So it has to be om. Fourth question. Erik har bott i Stockholm 2 år och han trivs bra där. What preposition should we use here? För, i, på, om. Note here that it is the perfect, right? Har and bott, which is the supinum form in Swedish. Bodde would be the preteritum form. So bott, the supinum form, tends to take the T form, or it always does rather. So here you have to think, in English this would be, Eric has lived in Stockholm for 2 years and he likes it there. So here it is actually duration of time, in a sense. It is something that started in the past, but it's still true in the present. So for those constructions, we need to use e. And I give away a good hint here is that when you see the perfect in Swedish, the har, hade, could you either har or hade, which is pluskvamperfekt, it will be the e, because it's something that happened in the past that is still true in the now. So for those kind of sentence constructions, we would use e in Swedish. You can change it to whatever. Jag har varit lärare i 15 år. I've been a teacher for 15 years. Something that was true in the past that is still true in the present will take the preposition i. Leif har arbetat på bank 8 år. So you see the sentence construction har arbetat. That looks quite familiar, right? It says that Leif has worked in a bank for 8 years. So with that knowledge, what preposition should we use? It is something that started in the past and it's still true in the now. And in essence, it's about a duration of time. We're speaking about 8 years here. So again, has to be E. Peter springer 100 meter, 12 sekunder. Peter runs 100 meters in 12 seconds. Here it's logical to think that it's E, because it's, in a sense, duration of time. It takes him 12 seconds to finish 100 meters, right? But here is the exception to the rule with duration of time. And that is one of the exceptions where we use per instead. Because here you should think about it more in the sense that it takes him 12 seconds to finish. So per in these kind of circumstances is how long it will take you to finish something. It's less about the duration of time. It's more stressing how long it will take him to finish something. Could be whatever, read a book. Jag läste ut boken på 1 år. It took me a year to finish the book. Again, we would use på. Okay, number 7. Man betalar hyran en gång månaden. One pays the rent once a month. So we have för, i, på, and om. So what preposition should we use here? Is it the past? Is it duration of time? Is it på, or is it om? Here again, you have to look at the final word. So it's the final word, which is månaden, that takes a certain preposition. And just like second or minute, it will take the preposition i. And that will always happen when you have that word. Number 8. Jag har inte träffat min syster. 3 år. So what should that be? You have not done something for 3 years. You could think, yeah, it's about duration of time, it's about time in general, so you could think that it's i. But here again, you're stressing for how long you did not do something. And in those circumstances, what preposition do we use? We use på for those circumstances, right? So jag har inte träffat min syster på 3 år. I have not met my sister for 3 years. Here we have to use the preposition på. Number 9. Kursen i engelska börjar 10 dagar. It's in the present, right? Kursen i engelska börjar 10 dagar. But what is going on here? What will take place? Is something taking place now? Will something take place in the past? Or did something take place in the past? Or will something take place in the future? The sentence here in English is the course in English is going to start in 10 days. So then, what does that mean? Yeah, we have to use the preposition om because it's a future event. Something will happen, something will take place in 10 days. All right, number 10. Astrid städar en gång veckan. Something is going on once a week, right? And that person is cleaning once a week. So it's not the future, right? Is it på? Is it i? Or is it för? Again, you have to look at the word veckan, which will always take a certain preposition. So once a week here is frequency. And frequency takes what preposition? Exactly. It takes the preposition i. So once again, i is the correct answer. Eva kom till Sverige 3 år sedan. Kom till Sverige 3 år sedan. We have för, we have i, we have på, and we have om. It doesn't seem like it's the future, right? Because it's not something that will take place in the future. So we can kind of cross that one out. Good help here is to look at the sentence, the forms of the verbs. Or there is one verb, of course. And kom is what tense in Swedish? That's the past tense. So it's something about the past. And you also have the word sedan, which I told you about before. So that means it has to be what preposition. Eva came to Sweden 3 years ago. So it has to be för. Number 12. Ulla ska resa till Italien 2 veckor. If you're fairly familiar with Swedish, you can see ska resa. Ska we use to express the future. That is will. So in this case, will travel. We also have the other form of expressing the future, which is going to, when we would say kommer att resa. But here it's ska. So it's she will travel to Italy in 2 weeks. So that seems like a certain tense, right? Ska resa has to be the future. So that means we have to use the right preposition, which is om. Number 13. Jag och mina kusiner träffas en gång året. So me and my cousins meet once a year. Like I said, most of these frequency words will take the preposition i, right? Could it be för? No. På doesn't seem reasonable, right? So it should be either i or it should be om. Could it be om? Because is it the future? Jag och mina kusiner träffas en gång om året. No, it's more a habit, right? So could it really be om? Should it not be i? Again, what you have to look here for is the word året. And just as I said, most of the words will take i, but there are 3 exceptions to that rule. So those are the words you have to memorize. And those are året, the year, and dygnet, 24 hours, och dagen, the day. Those 3 words will always take the preposition om. Regardless that it's not the future here, but you have to look at the final word. Number 14. Äntligen kommer du. Jag har väntat på dig 1 timme. Finally you arrived. Jag har väntat på dig 1 timme. I've been waiting for you 1 hour. So is it för then? Because it started in the past, right? You started doing something. It was something that started in the past. Could be i, because that's how long you have been waiting, right? På, perhaps, or om. It has to be i here, because it's duration of time. How long did I wait? Yeah, I waited 1 hour. So we are speaking about duration of time. I've been waiting for you for an hour. And final question. Oh, I also forgot to cross them in here. Jag springer 2 gånger veckan. What prepositions should we use? Seems like a habit, right? I run twice a week. So it's a habit. It's in the present tense. And we have the word veckan at the end. So again, we're speaking about frequency, right? You're doing it twice, not 3 times, not 10. You're running twice a week. So then it has to be what preposition? I, exactly. I run twice per week, so it has to be I. and then you push submit in the right one. So these are not impossible. You can do them in a limited amount of time, and these are quite good. So I recommend you doing these exercises to practice. And should you need to learn Swedish, with me, for example, I'll be happy to help you. I've been doing this for a long time, and my students have been getting a lot of success in general, I would say. So that's all for this time, and I see you next time. All right, ciao.